Hello guys, it's me Mioris. In this video, I will be talking about Herta. Okay, so Honkai Star Rail is already 5 months old, and the game is now at patch 1.3. And the ultimate question now, is Herta finally a good character? After all, we already learned how to play the game now. People were saying she is C tier, and she is the worst character. But, is that still true? Well, stay tuned until the end of the video, so that you know whether you should build her now or not. Okay, here are some things Herta is lacking. Her break effectiveness from normal attack and skill is the same. Most of her kit design is for AoE only, so her single target is not that good. Her follow-up attack only triggers one time per enemy, and this one is the reason she is in the bottom of the tier list. If you compare it to another erudition character, they all can do multiple follow-up attack, and her damage multiplier is so low. So, first of all, we need to understand her role right now in the game. She is an erudition character, and that means she is AoE or multi-target focused character. So, if you are planning to build her into main DPS or using her as single target DPS, please don't. Just don't. She is a sub DPS and you can change that. Except if you are playing simulated universe. Now that is a different story. So let's see her skill and ultimate. Herta's skill deals AoE damage to all enemies. So, if there are more enemies in the battle, this skill is more valuable. And Herta's skill also deals 20% more damage to enemies that have 50% HP or more. For her ultimate, she deals AoE damage to all enemies. This is pretty straightforward, just deal damage, but the best part about her ultimate is the energy cost, because the energy cost for her ultimate is so low, only 110 energy. That means she can spam her ultimate much more. Now, let's talk about her talent. This is why Herta is called the worst character. Basically, for those who don't know her talent, it's a follow-up attack that only activates one time per enemy. And the requirement to activate it is when an ally attack enemy and the enemy's HP fall below 50%. Herta will do a follow-up attack to all enemies. So the first bad thing about it, that it is only activate one time per enemy. And second, it has to be an ally that decrease the enemy health to fall below 50%. If the enemy HP fall below 50% because other method, like exploding enemy dealing damage to other enemies, then Herta talent won't activate. It do happen sometimes, and it sucks. But mostly, it doesn't happen. Okay, I already talked about her skill and ultimate. Now, let's talk about her bonus ability and bonus stat. So, bonus ability 1, increase boost effect on target enemies by 25%. So, if you look at Herta's skill, she can deal 100% damage at level 10, plus 20% if the enemy has 50% HP or higher. So, this means that instead of 20% damage increase, you will deal 45% damage to targeted enemies. Not bad at all. You can deal a lot of damage to the enemies. For bonus ability 2, increase chance to resist crowd control debuff by 35%. Very good, because most of the time my character dies because of the DOTs, or they can't even react because they are disabled by debuff. And lastly, bonus ability 3. Deal 20% more damage to frozen enemy when ultimate is used. On one side, it is good. On the other side is bad. Why? More damage. That is good. Frozen enemy. How do you even freeze the enemy with Herta when her break efficiency is so low? Except if you bring another ice character like Mars 7. She can freeze enemy with her ultimate. Or taking Pela for your support. She can deal AoE ice damage. Then this talent is very good. Just keep in mind that you need to use her ultimate when the enemy are frozen. But in my opinion, don't rely too much on this, because it is better to spam your ultimate rather than using it only when the enemy are frozen. Now, let's see her bonus stats from her traces. we got 2 crit rate increase, 3 def increase, and 4 ice damage bonus increase. Nice stats for increasing her overall damage and survivability. Now, let's see her Eidolons. At E1, Herta basic attack deals additional ice damage equals to 40% of Herta attack. Okay, so her basic attack now deals more damage and her single target DPS value is increased. But it's only basic attack, and the damage still sucks. Hey, it's basic attack. It gives you skill point, and it gives decent damage. So just take it. At E2, increase crit rate by 3% each time Herta talent is triggered, and the effect can stack up to 5 times. Very good Eidolons, and now that the enemy can spawn infinite monster, you can easily get this to 5 times. And by getting these Eidolons, that means you don't need to have very high crit rate. If you see from the traces, we get free 6.7% crit rate bonus, and plus 15%, it's 21.7% free crit rate. Just go for a minimum of 50% crit rate, and you should almost crit every hit. At E3, skill plus 2 and basic attack plus 1. More damage. That is great. At E4, increase follow-up attack damage by 10%. Again, more damage. Good. At E5, ultimate and talent plus 2. That is also great. It gives you more damage. And finally at E6. E6 is very good because you will get 25% bonus attack after using ultimate for 1 turn. So you should use this before you trigger follow-up attack, because your follow-up attack will deal a lot of damage to all enemies. But remember to time it right, because it will only activate 1 time. Now, her best in slot Lycoons. For 5 star, my recommendation is Himeko Lycoons. You can get up to 45% attack, and you can deal 30% more damage if there are enemies with weakness break. For 4 star, definitely Pom Pom Lycoons is the best. It gives you damage bonus and free attack if you defeat enemies. Another one is Serval Lycoons. Why? It gives you more ultimate damage, and Herta ultimate energy cost is cheap. Genesis Riposte also pretty good, but the crit damage buff only lasts for 3 turns, and you need to defeat the enemy first to get the buff, so it's mediocre at best. For 3 star, just go with Sagacity. It will give you more attack. Okay, now it's time to talk about her relic. First of all, no matter how bad the character is, if you give him or her godly relic, that bad character become good character. Okay, for her relic, she is best to use with 4 pieces Hunter of Glacial Forest set, because it gives her 10% ice damage boost and 25% crit damage after using ultimates for 2 turns. Or, if you already have Musketeer set instead, you can use 2 pieces Musketeer and 2 pieces Hunter. And for the substats, just go look for crit rate, crit damage, and speed. The other one just go for random stats, but better with attack. For body, go with crit rate percentage if you are lacking crit rate, and go for crit damage percentage if you have too much crit rate. For boots, go with speed or attack, but I prefer speed because you get more turn, and more turn equals more damage. For planar and link rope, you can go with either Inert Salso 2 or Rutilen Arena. But if you use Rutilen Arena, remember that the requirement for the bonus is 70% crit rate. For the stats, go with ice damage bonus, because it will give you more damage. But if you have attack percent planar, then you can build it too. And lastly, for link rope, just go with attack percentage for more damage. Now, if you are farming relic, you don't have to find the godly relic. All you need to do is find the good one and enhance it. After that, if you feel your stat is still lacking, go farm the relic that you think are still bad. For example, my Herta relic is kinda good, but some are bad, but still usable, and I still use it. So if you want to use her, you still need to bring another single target DPS character. So the formation should be one healer or tank, one buffer or support, Herta, and one single target DPS or DPS that has high damage multiplier. So that's it about Herta, guys. Her damage still sucks, but now that we need more AoE damage, she have become more useful character, especially if you are lacking another AoE DPS. Now before I end the video, I will show you guys some gameplay of her with my best relic set. Enjoy the gameplay.
しつこい次くるくるまだ立ち上がりますか。砲丸を持ってみるべし何見てるの。はっと壊れないよ。うっとうしいわね。私が誰だか。こんな大きなダイヤモンドあげるね。敵データ捕獲マーク起動。愉快な反撃の時間です。占いましょう。壊れないよ。陰陽転換。しつこい。くるりん。敵ターゲットを確認。おや不利なる贈与一体人事なうっとうしいわね。はっくるくる私がこんな大きなダイヤモンドあげるね。まだ立ち上がりますか。砲丸を持ってみるべしくるりん。それじゃあダメだよ。はっとしつこい。楽にしてあげる。蝶と共に散れ。スターレイファントムくるくるあの世に送ってやる。陰陽転換。敵データ捕獲マーク起動。愉快な反撃の時間です。支援開始いたします。占います。うっとうしいわね。いやあの世に送ってやる。敵ターゲットを確認。まだ立ち上がりますか。楽にして蝶と共に散れ。スターレイファントム
Hey guys, I have something to say to you. If you watch this video until this point, thank you very much for watching. You guys are the best. And I hope this video convince you guys to build Herta right now, because she deserves more love. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe, so you don't miss the next video I upload. I see you in the next video.